Okay, what's going on, everybody? We are here, we're alive. Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and most importantly, please make sure you are following me on Telegram at TD Media Group to help circumvent social media censorship and shadow banning. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's show. Let's get the stream started. But you know what? But first, before we get the stream started, if you're not currently a channel member, I strongly advise that you do become a channel member. Recently today, I had the opportunity to interview Sheldon Daniels. Some of you might be familiar with him. Some of you might not be familiar with him, but Sheldon Daniels is the man out of District 30 in Texas that will be running up against Jasmine Crockett to unseat her from her congressional seat. I had an opportunity to interview him earlier this morning. The interview went very well. And if you're a channel member, you can view the unedited version of that interview early if you're a channel member. And I will make sure to have that unedited version of that interview uploaded on Patreon for Patreon members as well. But that's just a little incentive for you guys to become channel members if you're not already. And I'm very excited for you guys to see that interview once it's fully edited. So now let's get into the show and let's get things moving, right? There's a lot going on out here. People are losing their minds. And with every day that passes by, the DNC continues to prove that they are indeed the very people that they were pretending to protect us from pre-election. Post-election, as it pertains to violence, political violence going on across the country, and just sheer madness and lunacy, you see one video after another, after another of DNC lunatics just simply losing their minds over the fact that Trump is simply trying to carry out the mandate that the American people gave him when he beat Kamala Harris in a landslide, or as I like to say, in a bloodbath, right? And I want to go through some of these crazed moments right now before we get to the meat of today's stream and the meat of today's video. We have this here first. Let me pull this up for you right now. Look at this here. We have another lunatic. Pam Bondi just filed massive charges against Tesla attacker Cooper Frederick. Frederick firebombed the dealership in Loveland, Colorado to protest Elon Musk. He'll be facing 20 years in prison at trial. I want to play this clip of what Pam Bondi had to say, because she's not playing any games. She's not looking to negotiate any type of plea deal. She's looking at max sentences only. And this guy even tried to flee. He tried to flee, but ended up getting caught. He got caught. So let's listen to this very quickly, and then we'll move on.
I've made it clear, if you take part in the wave of domestic terrorism against Tesla properties, we will find you, arrest you, and put you behind bars. Today, I'm proud to announce that the Department of Justice has unsealed federal charges against another Tesla attacker. We've charged Cooper Frederick in the firebombing of a Tesla dealership that occurred on March 7th in Loveland, Colorado. All of these cases are a serious threat to public safety. Therefore, there will be no negotiating. We are seeking 20 years in prison. The crime was committed in Colorado, and thanks to the great investigative work by the FBI, the defendant was arrested in Plano, Texas. Let this be a warning. You can run, but you cannot hide. Justice is coming.
Yeah, he tried to make a run for it. But it didn't work out. It didn't work out, you know, and now he's looking at 20 years, no negotiations, no plea deals, no nothing. This guy just threw his life away. It looks relatively young too. Looks somewhere in his maybe mid to late 20s, could be early 30s, but it's all over with. It's all over with because he's decided to drink the MSNBC Kool-Aid, and now here we are. And there's a lot of people that are doing that. A lot of people are drinking that MSNBC CNN Kool-Aid. Here's another clip that I want to get into right now too. A lot of you have seen this already, right? So this isn't new, but the information of this woman has finally come out as it pertains to who she is, right? Look at this here. How many of you remember this? I didn't cover this. A lot of people covered this when it first happened, maybe about 2 weeks ago. But this was here's another one of these lunatics who just is engaging in violent activity, political violence. This is a grown woman who is 55 years old, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, pushing 60, literally attacking kids for the most part, very, very, very young men for simply wearing a Donald Trump Make America Great Again hat. Look at this here, and then we're going to get into the information of who this woman actually is.
That's why he won. Because of people like you. That's why he won. That is why he won. Because of people like you. You need to stop it. Let him live.
Bro, just like, no, chill, bro.
You're okay with that? He's a racist.
I'm so okay.
How can I be
He's a
racist?
racist.
Okay with it.
If you voted for Trump, you're a racist.
I want to point something out really quick. The woman that's speaking, because we're going to get into the details of who she is in a moment. She's Italian. She has dual citizenship, from my understanding. She's Italian and American, right? Translation: she's white. Okay, she's a white liberal, Italian American, white liberal. So you have this white liberal female that's yelling at the Asian kid in a yellow shirt and the other young man that's in a MAGA hat, who I don't know what his ethnicity is, but he's clearly brown. And the other guy that she's going back and forth with, pointing at those two, saying that they're racist, is clearly a black man that's saying people like you are the reason that we voted Trump. It's people like you that are making the Democrats look bad. That's why we voted Trump. So this white liberal woman, Italian American, white liberal, she's calling a black man, an Asian man, and for lack of, knowing this other guy's ethnicity, a brown man. She's calling them racist for voting for Trump as a white liberal woman. That's crazy. That's insanity to me. I'll take it from the beginning and I'll let it run and then we'll move on.
That's why he won. Because of people like you. That's why he won. That is why he won. Because of people like you. You need to stop it. Let him live.
Bro, just like, no, chill, bro.
You're okay with that? He's a racist.
I'm so okay.
How can I be
He's a
racist?
I'm so okay with it.
If you voted for Trump, you're a racist.
He's so wrong.
He's a racist.
How can I be racist?
No, he's not. Leave him alone.
Doesn't watch the news.
You realize
He was
the Democrats
I'm highly educated.
Oh, are you? Then why are you wearing that hat?
Everything's going up. I don't know how long the Democrats been running New York since who knows how long. But then Trump comes in and just fixes it.
Alright, well, this is my stuff. I hope you enjoy the hat.
Oh, she took a tackle. She just
Oh man, wow. So let's move on, right? As far as who this lunatic is, let me pull this up on the screen for you guys right now. But like I said, I can't get over the fact that, once again, this is a white liberal woman who's essentially, she's yelling at a black man, an Asian man, and, for lack of better understanding of the other guy's ethnicity, a brown man. She's yelling at them, telling them that they're racist for voting for Trump. That's rich. That's rich. Give me just a second while I pull this article up for you guys very quickly. Where is the article at? There it goes. Okay, so we're not going to spend too much time on the actual article, right? But I just want to identify the woman since it's out there, A woman whose MAGA hat meltdown subway wipeout went viral is an extremely liberal luxury brand specialist, Alberta Testanero, a 55-year-old dual Italian-American citizen. This woman is almost 60. Went viral for the caught on video incident on the 6 train in Midtown last week after branding the MAGA fan uneducated and racist, right? And we don't have to get into more. If you want to know more about her, you can read this article here. But apparently, according to old co-workers and whatnot, she has a history of being crazy, and just like loving to be argumentative as it pertains to politics and Republicans and MAGA and so on and so forth. But now it's taken a whole nother level as she has become a violent person, right? She's gotten more violent now. But speaking of these older people who are pushing 60 and losing their mind, going crazy, I want you to watch this video here. Here's another one of these incidents with a Tesla, right? And this guy got caught, and I just want you to see what happens after getting caught. So let me pull this up for you right now. Look at this here. Tesla owner confronts suspect accused of scratching a swastika onto car. Let's watch this video first. Let's get into this. People are crazy. So we see what he did there. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit, and then we're going to get to the point to where he was confronted by the same guy.
Repairs, right? Service. How about you
give you some free service?
Free service. How about you pay for the repairs? Write a check. You just bought a Tesla.
I can wipe it off
No,
with a towel.
no,
It's not
no.
a key.
It is a
It was
hate crime,
it was
sir.
a crayon.
It is a hate crime.
Listen,
Did you write a swastika on there?
I'm sorry you're upset.
Did you write a swastika?
It didn't even work. Apparently it doesn't
Did you
work.
write a
The crayons
swastika
don't
on
work.
It's a key, sir. We see it on the video.
It's not a key.
Did you? Is it a
I was
swastika?
probably putting my keys in my
Is it a
pocket.
swastika?
Have you looked at your
Is
car?
it a swastika?
Is there a key mark?
Yes. Is it
It's
a
not-
swastika?
that's
It's at the
impossible.
police right now. It's being fingerprinted.
What do you mean it's being fingerprinted?
Because they're trying to track you down. Thankfully, Facebook tracked you down. So your business, your freaking livelihood, everything now,
Listen,
because you chose to write so to tell Facebook that you're sorry for writing a swastika on a Tesla.
Listen, I said I'm sorry.
For what?
And I
For what?
apologize.
For what?
I have nothing against
For
your
what?
car, and I have nothing against you.
So why
Okay?
would you write a swastika on a Tesla?
Obviously, I have something against Elon Musk, but that's not the
So
way
Elon
to
Musk
show my.
owns that car because
No,
it was
he
bought
owns
and
the
paid
company.
for. It was bought and paid for a long time
That's
ago.
why it's misguided, and obviously, I did not intend to do this.
All right,
sir.
we're gonna wait for the.
A lot of these people that are engaging in this, like you would think they're just kind of broke, for lack of better words, losers, but they're not. A lot of people that are engaging in this, like what we saw in New York, are actually very successful people. Very successful people. Some of them are broke and stupid, but a lot of them aren't. They're older men and women up in age who are highly successful, but are deranged. Did it give his information here? Let's see this. A man charged after allegedly scratching swastika-like symbol onto Tesla Monday, March 24th, according to Central Bucks Regional Police Department. Police said the incident occurred in a parking lot of Planet Fitness in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. The suspect, identified as Chad Rittenbaugh, was charged with criminal mischief, harassment, and disorderly conduct. We don't have to go too much further in this. Police said Rittenbaugh was identified through his gym membership ID card and Pennsylvania driver's license photo. I don't know why these people do this and think that they can get away with it. It's really psychotic. But another thing that stands out like a sore thumb too to me is the age of a lot of these people. Like I said, this is not a young man. This is not a young man at all, but acting completely deranged and crazy. But now that leads us to the meat of today's stream, right? It leads us to the meat of the stream. And I want to get into this lunatic here. Let me pull this up for you right now. And what I want to make sure to do is that I don't want to play the part Give me a second. Okay. So here's this lunatic here, and he's been identified as well, right? This lunatic has also been identified. TikToker calls to blam blam ICE agents if you see them. Okay. That's what the TikToker said. I'm going to make this full screen so we can all see this. And what I'm going to do to protect myself, I don't want to have the words shoot and ... ICE agents in the same sentence, just to protect the channel and protect whatever foolishness could come my way via YouTube, because we don't have time for that, right? But you see here what he said. The word is right there. He's saying it, blam at ICE agents on site. And let's carry on, and hopefully I can self-censor the rest of it.
At ICE agents on site. That's right. If ICE agents are trying to take you or a loved one, shoot right. The way they're pulling up with masks on, with unmarked vehicles, no badge, no nothing, it could be anybody. It can be gang members. You have every right to shoot at them. This would be the best self-defense case. You're just in fear for your life. You don't know who's behind that unmarked vehicle or who's behind that mask. This is ridiculous. What is our country coming to? Why would you want to be an ICE agent anyway? Do you like separating kids from their parents? Do you like deporting students that are studying? I can understand deporting a gang member or criminals, but innocent people, it's ridiculous. The way these ICE...
Nobody's innocent, even if you're not trained de agua or MS-13 or a cartel member. If you came into the country illegally, that's against the law and it's a federal crime. No one is innocent.
Agents are pulling up with masks on, unmarked vehicles. They are pulling up like gang members. They are pulling up like the mafia. You might as well shoot them on sight and have your day in court. Take care, guys. Now I'm out.
This is why people are crashing out, because he said you might as well blam them on sight and have your day in court. God. Do you really want to run? What's my man's name again? What's his name? I got rid of it already. But the guy that Pam Bondi is gonna body slam 20 years on him. He's gonna have his day in court with no plea deal and no negotiations, just facing 20 years. People like this have other DNC lunatics crashing out, spraying up Tesla dealerships, firebombing Tesla dealerships, running down on people, snatching MAGA hats off their head, trying to smack them up in public without any shame. Everybody can see you. You're being recorded and they don't care. And it's lunatics like him, this guy right here, that's encouraging it. And now he's calling for ICE agents to be blammed on site and said, hey, just have your day in court, you know, and you can justify it by saying I was in fear for my life. If you want, talk about a dummy mission. Talk about setting people off on a dummy mission. And he actually played himself too, because once he pulled this up, once he put this video up, you know, the internet is undefeated. And they figured out and found out who he was real quick. But even outside of that, before we get into his information also, which is all public, by the way, it's all public. The wrong person got a hold of your information. I mean, Kristi Noem already found you. Now, what I'm hoping for is that we'll receive news relatively shortly, and that I'll be uploading a video relatively shortly that this guy has been arrested. But you're already on DHS's radar. You're on the FBI's radar. They're already on you. He deleted all of his social media. The TikTok account that he was doing this on, that account is gone. But it's too late already. It's too late. Kristi Noem said, if you threaten to attempt to harm law enforcement officers, we will find you and prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. And as we saw with Pam Bondi, they will find you. They found the other guy. who firebombed the Tesla dealership in Colorado. He fled to Texas, and Pam Bondi said, got you. Got you. And now this guy has, once again, I said he deleted all his social media, but it's too late for that now, man. It's too late. And because the internet is undefeated, you've been found. And this is all public information. This is all public, right? This is not hidden. You know, the internet is undefeated. His name is Bilal Quraishi, if I'm saying it right, you know, and he's out of Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. He's operating out of Michigan, and he's a realtor. He's a realtor, and he's causing problems, issues, and damage to other companies, right? Because this is on realtor.com, and I have to stress, right? I have to keep stressing. It's not, you guys aren't looking at it right now. I thought I had it in front of me. Good thing I have the video playing at the same time. Look at this. I wish you guys could. You guys don't know how mad I am at myself right now. So annoyed. But here it goes right here, right? From realtor.com. Once again, public. This is all public information. Public information. Realtor.com. He's a dummy who, you know, his username on TikTok was his real name. And like I said, because the internet's undefeated, it didn't take long. It didn't take long for me to be identified. And like I said, he's operating out of Michigan, you know, he's operating out of Michigan as a realtor, and he's causing issues for this realtor company, also his real estate company here. I'm in Realty. Why is he causing issues for them? Because this profile that he has here, this is just like a random kind of generic profile that you can make on your own, the same way you can make a, you know, profile for yourself on YouTube. And the banner that he has here of I'm in Realty is just a banner that he chose to put up because he was working with them as an independent contractor, but he doesn't work for them. He's not an employee for them, but he's causing them a lot of issues because people are now going to I'm in Realty, right? And they're leaving a bunch of 1-star reviews, and they're pretty upset about that. Check this out here. I want to show you. I believe this might be the owner or maybe the manager of that company. And here's what he had to say, right? Look at this here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So he has the Fox News article up here, and he's basically trying to tell everybody, look, man, he doesn't work for us, all right? It has come to our attention that a former independent contractor, Bilal Quraishi, who has not been associated with Amin Realty for quite some time, we are confirming the exact date, allegedly posted a video on TikTok making inflammatory comments about ICE agents. Let us be abundantly clear. Bilal Quraishi is not and has not been an employee of Amin Realty. Real estate agents are independent contractors, not employees. We do not condone, endorse, or tolerate any form of speech that incites violence against law enforcement or anyone else. We strongly condemn any and all forms of unnecessary provocation and threats, especially in a time where words can spark wildfires. So, like he's causing issues for this company now. He wrote a lot because this guy is like really pissed off, and I mean he should be, rightfully so, because like I said, people are going to that real estate company site, you know, whether it's Yelp and whatnot, and they're just dropping mad 1-star reviews now. So now this real estate company, right, is taking a huge hit. Hopefully they'll be able to clear it up, you know. And you know, I think that they will. I would hope so, you know. But like I said, they're taking a huge hit now because of this guy's idiocy, because he's a DNC lunatic, you know, who's calling for ICE agents to be blamed, encouraging the type of behavior that we're seeing Pam Bondi body slam people with 20 years in prison for. But he's calling for this. And as I round things out, I just want to get into this article here from the New York Post. I just want to read this kind of final quote, you can say, right? So let me pull this article up for you guys right now very quickly. If you haven't already, please hit the like button if you haven't already. And shout out to everybody that's showing love via super chat. I see you guys. I haven't been able to post it up on the screen. I'm just locked into these tabs that I have open, but I appreciate everybody who shows love to this channel. It does not go unnoticed, and I thank you guys so much. Let me pull this New York Post article up right now before we head out of here. So Nome responds after man posts video calling for people to blame ICE agents on site, right? We don't have to get into what Christy Nome said. We know that already. Like I said, he deleted his, social media account. You see his TikTok is right here. But if you look for Bilal Don Q, which is his name, it doesn't exist anymore. He took it down, but they'll find you. And I just want to read this here in closing. This is annoying me. Let me get that video out the way. Okay. So check this out here. National Border Patrol Council Vice President Hector Garza told Fox News Digital that this type of message is not only dangerous, but that it also incites real-world violence. This kind of rhetoric is not only dangerous, it incites real-world violence and undermines the rule of law. Our agents risk their lives every day to protect this country, and they deserve to do their jobs without fear of being targeted simply for wearing the uniform, Garza said. The National Border Patrol Council unequivocally condemns any form of violence or threats directed at federal law enforcement officers, including our colleagues at ICE. He continued. Garza added that he urges all social media platforms to take swift and decisive action against content that promotes violence. And as we close out, free speech does not extend to inciting criminal acts, and allowing such content to remain online puts lives at risk, Garza said. These people are crazy, man. This guy is, I mean, and you see the other article here, right? The crazy woman that attacked the young man with the MAGA hat on. This is a perfect way to end the stream, with just having these two lunatics, side by side. As I've stated so many times, pre-election, and now I'm stating it post-election, the very people that the DNC claim that they are trying to protect us from, turns out happens to be them. You could, bring up January 6th all you want, but it's a moot point. They've been tried. They went to jail already. If you want to argue they didn't spend long enough time in jail, you can do that, but it doesn't negate the fact that it's a moot point. That's in the past already. It's in the books. It's in history books. This is what's happening right now, and literally happening on a daily basis all over the country. I could report on these things if I wanted to, every day. I could put a compilation of 5 of these type of crimes and whatnot, and videos of harassment going on literally every day. I can make a compilation of 5 videos that I find online every day of this type of stuff that's happening. And it's not MAGA doing it. They're not, the Republicans that are being ordered by dictator Trump. He was supposed to be a dictator, right? That's what they said. It looks like the only dictatorship that's happening right now are these district judges that keep blocking everything that Trump tries to do. We're going to get into that tomorrow, actually. I wanted to talk about it today, but I didn't have time to really get it all together. We're going to get more into that tomorrow. But yeah, man, these DNC lunatics are the people that they pretended they were trying to protect us from. They are those very people. And with all that being said, that's going to do it for today's stream. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Shout out to my man DSB for gifting out memberships, because if you're coming into the stream late, as I mentioned earlier, I had the opportunity to have a conversation with, interview Sheldon Daniels. Sheldon Daniels, for those of you who don't know, is running up against Jasmine Crockett to unseat her in District 30 in Texas, Texas District 30. I still have to edit that interview that I did with him this morning. But if you want to watch the unedited version, right? The unedited raw version is currently available for channel members. So if you're a channel member, you could actually watch it right now once the stream is over. And for those of you who are members on Patreon, I'm going to make sure to upload it on Patreon immediately once I'm done with the stream here. So, shout out to DSB once again, man, for gifting out those channel memberships. And hopefully you guys enjoy that interview that I had with Sheldon Daniels today, right? And I can't wait to get it to the public at a later date, really soon. Sometime this week, I'll have it up for the public. So shout out to you, DSB. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to my man, Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis said, had that been here in Alabama, this would have been a totally different video. Do you mean the key scratching incident? I'm pretty sure there was another video. I don't know if you guys saw it already, and I wish I played it in this stream, but I feel like I'm going to do probably more of these videos often because there's so many of them. I don't remember where it was. It definitely wasn't in Alabama, but there was a man who cut off literally like a 60-something-year-old woman who was driving a Tesla. He cut her off, stopped the car, parked in front of the woman, got out the car, went up to the Tesla with this 60-year-old woman inside and started hitting the woman. He started hitting her. And then the passenger that he was riding with had to come get him and bring him back into his car. I got to do a video on that. I got to do a video on that one. These people are losing their minds. Losing their minds, man. So shout out to you, John Lewis. I appreciate you coming from Alabama. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. My man DSB, he said, man, they really hate those Teslas. Don't they? Enough to go to jail for. I'm not going to jail behind a Tesla, DSB. I'm not going to jail behind a Tesla. That's just insanity. These people are crazy. These people are crazy. Doing 20 years in jail behind a Tesla. 20 years in jail behind hating Elon Musk. That's what did our man Rob, what's DSB Rob always says for Blacklight Revelations 2, the world is correct. The world is correct. The world is correct. And the guy's getting exactly what he deserves. People are idiots, man. Shout out to Spence49 for the super chat. I appreciate you. And once again, DSB also for gifting all the channel memberships that he gifted today. And hopefully you guys enjoy the interview with Sheldon Daniels that I did. For those of you who are members only, like I said, I'll have that interview that I did with Sheldon edited and uploaded later on this week for everybody to see, right? But if you're a member or if you're on Patreon, you can watch it now. Anyways, that does it for today's stream. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Shout out to those of you who are watching me on X. If you're watching me on X, don't forget to retweet, re-X, repost this stream as you're watching it. And also don't forget to follow me on the YouTube channel, TD Media Group, if you're not already. And shout out to everybody who's watching me now on Rumble as well, because I'm streaming on Rumble. Also follow me on Rumble at TD Media Group. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Have a great afternoon and a safe one, because these lunatics are out here, man. They're out here wreaking havoc. If you got a MAGA hat, just be ready to squabble up. Be ready to squabble up. If you're riding a Tesla, same thing. You're going to have to be ready to squabble up. If you're in a 2A friendly state or city, keep it on you. Keep it on you. Because these people are crazy, man. These people are losing their minds and nothing's even happening. I don't know. Anyways, that does it. I'll catch you guys later, man. Peace and have a great afternoon and a safe one.